is proudly brought to you by the one and only WPS TV. It all starts here and then others follow. It's all about with motorsport, and then we start it and then others follow. Our program today, we have a number of guests, but then we're actually only missing one person on his way. That's the 2014 champion, Ronald Ssebuguzi. And then in studio, we have an UMA official. He's actually Michael Kamiat, who is the event manager for the upcoming event. Mike, we are welcome to this show.
Thank you, Mr.
We're so much pleasured hosting you for this show, and actually it's just days away to the much anticipated Race of Champions sprint that will be held at Festino City with a number of drivers showing up for the very event, which is actually a calendar ender, which will see a very best shakedown from the drivers. Michael, let's go straight to the point. Before I take you to the point, I know you will have a very complimentary compliment regarding of how the show was ushered in, seeing Lewis Hamilton drift on to some good stretches in far away in the US. Lewis Hamilton playing against Ken Block, the nonsense man. Well, before you get into there, would that be a good of a favor to get your day?
Yeah.
Why would it be, say?
For sure. I've just watched the way those guys are driving, and I really got impressed in it. And
how far are we from them?
Seriously, we have to work hard to see that we make it.
Mike has really told us if we were to really try that. Last week we had vice president FMU admin, that's Louis. That was Dus Manoki, who was in this very studio, and he told us we actually dreaming to have the same thing come down here, having a go-karting school, and we pray that they get the funds well sourced, and then maybe companies which can be in position to stand by them to have such a dream come true. Well, we go straight to Mike. Somebody would like to know who is Michael, and then I may be knowing you as a friend, and I've always known you as my nemesis when it comes to time in rally, as in time measuring. So who is Michael, and then what is it up for the viewers who are watching you up?
Thank you, Mr. Silva. My name's Muteri Mike Ronald Kamiat. Those are my names, and I'm the president of Uganda Motorsports Masters Association.
Wow.
That's UMA, who are the officials in motorsport regarding with time. Always. I know always we get
it's always the contagious department in the whole sport organization.
Exactly. But that's my department, and I'm the head of it.
Well, Michael is one person I've known for the past 1 or 5 years in the sport. We all love, and then he has always had, I've always tagged him as in the people who always put us at the Tinterhawks. As in, you sit in a rally car and your next pace is now chest down time. Exactly. And these guys have always had, actually, these are the most crucial times in terms of rally, the crucial officials of the rally. That's you either in or out of play. And that is, if Michael says you have lost a minute before you even start, then you just know what's headed up ahead of you.
What next?
As in, other guys are chasing you down. And I understand you guys have had an exchange, a good exchange with these top drivers. MK, talk about the Sebuguzis, and talk about the Charlies of the time, and Chip Adams. How does it feel? Do you always fear these guys when they come onto the controls?
No, I'm always confident that always where you may feel like feeling.
Because you're having a rich man come to you big time, yeah.
But when you know what you're doing, automatically you have to feel free. And those guys give us a company, and it comforts you. When it's on the contrary, it was, no, don't panic, just do this, do what you are supposed to do. When there's something wrong, it just directs where you have to do. Like,
I've always had...
now we have the co-driver of Ssebuguzi. Cedric is a very nice guy.
So you say Cedric is overshooting above us other co-drivers?
No, not overshooting, but the way he is handling I have a number of navigators. Totally, I appreciate and I love, because whenever you sit down with them and I try to argue on something, it directs that I know it was like this and this and this until you get to the what?
How are the allegations that have always been coming your way that with the big situations, you're the man manning the control, and there comes a bourgeoisie, or actually a rich man cruising in his good car, that's a class of M car, cheap items, and we say, no, how often does that happen? Because we are told you the guys who make it even faster. Somebody wins even before getting out of the stage.
No. Actually, that's a lie. It's not always has not been happening.
Sure.
When you come into your time, you have to be given the time you are supposed to leave the control.
The control.
They can't give you the time before you're not supposed to leave. Always. Even if you own a lot of things, but when you're in the sport, that's the sport.
That's the
you
sport.
have to get the time you are supposed to do what?
Follow the rules.
Exactly.
It has always happened that some people psychologically play with your tactical or skill at the control. I come here,
Yeah.
I'm actually either late, some minutes late, but just to beat you down with this technical bit of it as in psychologically. I tell you, hey, pick my paper, I'm leaving at this time. You get the time marshal at the control trying to synchronize with his cock, check with the time the guy is, the co-driver is asking for. Like, hey, no. Well, how do such situations come and how do you always go about them?
Normally, as you know, you have been the cockpit always, and actually, it was happening sometimes back until I realized that however much I'm the boss, I have to put a hand in it always.
Yeah.
That's why most of the rally, the events have been going at the first control, because normally the first control is the one which kills our event.
Sure.
And people have